The thunderclap came not from the heavens but from the carefully choreographed steps of Meghan Markle as she strode into the glaring lights of waiting cameras, her arm entwined with that of a man whose presence made the entire royal establishment shudder. This was no ordinary companion, no discreet dinner guest, no whispered secret affair barely concealed in the shadow. This was a billionaire, a titan of industry with wealth and influence that dwarfed even the centuries-old coffers of the British. And Meghan did not hide. She flaunted. She posed. She walked deliberately into the storm, creating a spectacle so incendiary that the very foundations of the House of Windsor trembled beneath. For years, Meghan had been branded by the tabloids as manipulative, power-hungry, and insatiable in her quest. Yet here she was, delivering the most devastating blow yet, and doing so with the confidence of a woman who knew exactly how much pain she was in. Every detail of her appearance spoke of control. The glimmering gown that caught the camera's flash like shards of glass, the perfect wave of her hair, the diamond bracelet glistening on her wrist, and above all, the look in her eyes. Cold. Determined. Triumphant. The smile she wore was not that of a woman in love but of a conqueror unveiling her greatest victory. The billionaire at her side, a man of immense global reach, with businesses spanning technology, luxury, and energy, was no. His fortune alone dwarfed the personal assets of King Charles, his influence crossing borders where the crown could no longer reach. To see Meghan standing beside him was more than scandal, it was humiliation on a scale the palace had never faced before. The monarchy's dignity was ripped apart in a single evening, undone by the woman they had once believed they could sideline, control, and quietly erase from royal. Instead, Meghan had returned, not as a duchess begging for recognition, but as a queen in her own right, commanding wealth and influence that even the Windsors could not. The reaction inside the palace was volcanic. Courtiers described scenes of disbelief, fury, and raw panic. King Charles, already weakened by age and scandal, is said to have collapsed into a chair when aides handed him the photo. His face drained of color, his jaw slack, he muttered only a few words before dismissing everyone. What those words were remains a mystery, but palace insiders insist they carried the weight of for the king, already navigating his fragile reign. Meghan's public declaration of independence was nothing short of But if Charles reacted with quiet devastation, Prince William erupted with fury. Those close to him revealed that upon seeing the images, he slammed his fist against the table, the sound echoing through Kensington Palace like his anger, long simmering after years of Harry and Meghan's rebellion, had finally exploded into a "She's taunting us," he reportedly spat. "She's tearing down everything we've built, and she's laughing while she does." The veins bulged at his temples, his fists clenched white. William, once the composed heir, now found himself consumed by the raw humiliation that Meghan had done. And what of Harry? The man who once swore eternal devotion, who gave up his country, his family, his crown for the woman now parading another man on her arm. His silence was paparazzi snapped him days earlier, alone, disheveled, stumbling out of a bar in Los Angeles with eyes glassy and face. The world saw not a prince but a broken man, adrift in the wreckage of a marriage that had imploded before the public. Was Harry complicit in Meghan's new romance, or had she abandoned him entirely, trading a disgraced duke for a billionaire kingmaker? The questions burned hotter than the scandal itself, leaving Harry trapped in an abyss of shame from which he may never. The media frenzy was relentless. Tabloids screamed headlines in crimson ink, "Meghan's billionaire bombshell," and "Royal family in tatters." Television pundits debated whether Meghan had orchestrated the spectacle to finally sever her ties to the monarch. Social media erupted in war. Hashtags like #MeghanRises, #RoyalCollapse, and #BillionaireQueen dominated. Supporters applauded her as a feminist icon, a woman who refused to be defined by the shackles of tradition. Critics condemned her as ruthless, accusing her of destroying Harry, exploiting scandal, and humiliating the monarchy for personal gain. But love her or loathe her, Meghan had achieved the one thing she craved above all else, the undivided attention of the entire world. For the billionaire, too, the move was no accident. His appearance with Meghan was a statement, a merging of influence and power that few could challenge. Together, they represented a new form of royalty, not bound by crowns and titles, but forged from money, celebrity, and global dominance. Analysts speculated that their partnership could reshape alliances, from Hollywood to Wall Street to European. "This isn't romance," one political commentator declared. "This is strategy." Meghan and her billionaire partner are forming an empire that eclipses the monarchy itself. The implications for the royal family are staggering. Already weakened by scandal, division, and the relentless erosion of public trust, the Windsors now face the specter of being overshadowed by a woman they once sought to silence. Meghan's every move threatens to eclipse their centuries-old institution. Her defiance has shifted the balance of power, leaving the crown appearing not regal, but irrelevant. Each photograph of Meghan and her billionaire lover is a dagger to the heart of the monarchy, a reminder that its grip on public imagination is slipping into the hands of its most dangerous. Behind closed doors, strategies are whispered. Should the palace strike back with a public statement, denouncing Meghan and condemning her betrayal? Or should they remain silent, hoping the scandal burns itself out? But silence risks weakness, and outrage risks fueling Meghan's narrative of persecution. The monarchy is cornered, humiliated, and forced to play defense against a woman who has mastered the game of scandal better than any of them could have. As days turn into weeks, the spectacle shows no sign of fading. Each public outing, each photograph, each smirk from Meghan is another wave crashing against the fragile walls of Buckingham Palace. Her power grows with every headline, while the royals shrink into silence, their dignity stripped away. Meghan has become larger than the monarchy itself, a force untamed, a storm that no crown can contain. The truth is unrelenting. Meghan Markle has declared war, not with speeches, not with interviews, but with a single act of defiance that humiliated the royal family beyond repair. By flaunting her billionaire lover, she has shattered the illusion of royal superiority, proving that wealth, influence, and audacity now eclipse tradition, duty. She has written a new chapter in the saga of royal scandal, one that will haunt the Windsors for generations. The palace may rage. William may seethe. Harry may crumble. But Meghan? Meghan stands triumphant, radiant, in the eyes of the world. She is no longer the Duchess who fled, no longer the outsider clawing for relevance. She is the queen of her own empire, and the monarchy she left behind is nothing more than a relic gasping for survival in the shadow.